All right. Are you an Occupy? Are you a GSU student?
I am.
And what are you standing for today?
Well, I did the walkout because I am really against the recent tuition hikes, and also because of the recent bill that was passed by the Board of Regents, which made it illegal for illegal immigrants to be part of the public schools systems in Georgia. So they banned illegal immigrants from being in public schools, and I think that's completely wrong, and I think it's completely racist. So they're basically saying that any illegal immigrants can't go to public schools, and even though they're giving them tuition money, even though they're giving them all the things that anyone else gives them, and they're if they're having bad grades, they're going to be kicked out anyway. So they're doing all the things that they're supposed to do, and giving all the money that anyone else gives them. They're pretty much just taking them out for no reason, just because they're legal immigrants. And I think that's completely just racist. And so that's the main reason that I walked out, but also because of the tuition hikes. And I think that causes a lot of problems for students. They have to work and go to school, and that lowers grades, and that makes it really hard for students to stay in school, and all kinds of other reasons. I know a whole bunch of students that have had to drop out of school because they couldn't keep their grades up because they've had to work and go to school. And that's been a big problem. They've had to drop out and come back, and that's really hard to do. Tons of other things. So those are my two main issues why I did the walkout.
All right. And how important do you believe it is for students to be involved with Occupy GSU?
I think it's really important because I think that students should stand up for the issues that are going on in today's society. I think that people need to be more involved in their government, stand up for what they believe in, and really know what is going on in the world. And I think Occupy really helps students be more hands-on with their government. I don't think that voting or doing petitions or anything like that really has helped in, history or even in the last few years. Like a lot of senators or governors or anything like that see a petition, they're like, oh, that's a petition. But a lot of times they just throw it to the wayside and don't really do anything about it. Like they don't take that seriously anymore. So it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't make any change happen. But if you protest, then it does. You have a hands-on connection with what's going on in your local government and your state government and even your national government. You know what the bills are that are being passed. You know what your school is doing. You have the ability to change that personally. And I think that's a really good thing. I think more people should be doing that.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say to potential viewers?
I just think that these issues are really important, and I think more people should be standing up to these things. I feel like a lot of people believe in what we believe in. They just think that maybe we're too radical or something like that, but I think that if they really looked at what's going on in these bills that are being passed, like State Bill 469, which is a bill that we're protesting very soon. It's a bill that actually makes it a aggravated misdemeanor to protest, which is bullshit. I think that it's completely unconstitutional. But our state government is passing, like it passed through the House recently, and it's going to the Senate. And if a lot of these, like we talked to in the wings, a lot of these House representatives.
Can you get my backpack out of your car also, or my wallet?
We talked to a lot of these House representatives that passed this in the wings, and they didn't even know what they voted for. They had heard of this bill, but they didn't know what it actually said. They just read the abstract on the front, and they didn't know what they had voted for. And they voted for it, and when we told them what it was, they were completely appalled. Like, no sane person would vote for this bill. But they don't know what it is they're signing. So that's a problem, right? So one of the things we're doing is we're going to the Senate and going in the wings there and telling them what it is they're voting on before they vote on it, and hopefully they won't vote it into law, because one, that's unconstitutional, and two, until it gets overturned, we don't want it to actually be a law that is arrestable until it gets overturned. But they don't know what they're voting on. They just vote things into law because it's acceptable to just sign things, and it's less acceptable to not to say no to things when you haven't read them. So they'll just sign any old thing into law, not having read it, and it turns out really badly, right? So one of the things is we want to prevent that sort of thing from happening, and our government, our state government especially, is not likely to just do that shit on their own. So we want to prevent that stuff from happening, either through protests or through just talking to our government officials in the wings, or just being really hands-on about what it is that we want to be laws. Or, if something really bad passes, we want to tell them, hey, that's bad, don't do that anymore, or get that shit repealed, or, do something about that. We don't like it, And if they hear us, they're like, oh no, we didn't know we voted that into law, let's get that undone, and we could do something about it. So I think that that's really important, and I think everybody should pay attention to that.
Cool, thank you.
No problem.